For 7 years, the Northern Territories whispered his name with fear and reverence. A powerful but lonely alpha who has resisted his destined mate bond for years. Ray Blackthorne was not born cold. He was made cold. At 22, standing in the sacred bonding circle, he felt the golden thread of destiny wrap around his heart. For one breathtaking moment, he saw her, a blur of white hair and blazing eyes, a woman he had never met but already knew. And then he saw his father's face in his mind, his father, who had once been the kindest alpha in the realm, reduced to a possessive, weeping shadow by the mate bond. The memory of his mother's tears, his father's rage, the shattered furniture, the howls in the night. Zev turned his back on the light. He walked out of the ceremony. He has not stopped walking since. Every night, the bond tugs. It whispers her name, a name he has never spoken, never learned. It comes to him in dreams, a woman laughing, then crying, then reaching for him with hands that turn to chains. Every morning, he pushes it down with the same brutal discipline he uses to train his warriors. He tells himself he is free. But freedom, he has discovered, is a cold companion. His pack respects him. His enemies fear him. And no one has ever seen him smile. Not since the night he walked away from fate. At pack gatherings, he watches his warriors lean into their mates, laugh at private jokes, touch each other without thinking. He sees the way a mated wolf's eyes soften when his partner enters the room. He sees the way they fight, yes, but also the way they forgive. He feels nothing. He tells himself he feels nothing. Then he goes back to his empty tent and stares at the canvas ceiling until dawn, listening to the distant sounds of couples curled together in the longhouse. His hand reaches for the empty space beside him. He pulls it back as if burned. 1,200 miles south, another story was being written. Princess Annette was born into silk and gold leaf. Her father adored her. Her mother taught her embroidery, poetry, the delicate art of curtsying. But at 12 years old, Annette watched her mother die, not in battle, not from illness, but from a broken heart after her own mate bond turned sour. She saw her mother shrink from a vibrant queen to a ghost who forgot to eat, forgot to speak, forgot her own daughter's name. The princess disappeared the next night. She climbed out her window, dropped 20 feet into a rose bush, thorns tearing her nightgown and her skin, and ran toward the Crimson Peaks. She did not look back. The warrior monks of the Crimson Peaks did not accept children. They did not accept princesses. They accepted only those who could survive their first night on the frozen mountain without shelter. Annette survived. She spent 10 years learning to kill with her hands, her teeth, any weapon she could lift. She earned every scar. She never once asked for mercy. The monks tried to break her spirit. Instead, she sharpened it into a blade. By 18, she could disarm 3 masters at once. By 22, she had beaten every monk in the monastery. By 25, she had nothing left to learn, except how to face the world that had tried to cage her. Now she has returned to her father's court, not as a bride, not as a bargaining chip, but as a weapon. She has made one thing clear to every alpha in the realm. She will never submit, never be claimed, never be owned. The first alpha who tried to force a bond on her lost his hand. The second lost his tongue. The third simply lost. Her father weeps with joy and terror in equal measure. His little girl has become a storm. His world changes when he meets Princess Annette, a fierce warrior princess equally defiant of being claimed by any alpha. The Moonfall Festival happens once every 5 years. Alphas, betas, omegas, and rogues from every territory gather to compete, trade, and for those still searching, to find their fated mates. The air smells of roasting meat, spilled ale, and the electric tension of wolves looking for love. Zev has avoided it for 6 consecutive festivals. He has sent emissaries in his place, made excuses, even started a border skirmish once to avoid attending. This year, his pack needs grain, iron, and a trade route through the southern kingdom. His advisors are adamant. His pack is starving. He has no choice. He arrives at dusk, wearing a hooded cloak, no pack markings, no crown. The crowd parts for him anyway. Wolves can sense power the way birds sense a storm. They step aside without knowing why, their hackles rising, their conversations faltering. He keeps his head down. He tells himself he will stay for 3 days, sign the treaties, and leave. He does not know that she has already arrived. He does not know that she is looking for him. He does not know that everything is about to change. And then he sees her. Across the central square, through the smoke of 50 cooking fires, between the shoulders of 100 wolves, their eyes meet. The bond does not snap. It whispers, a low, dangerous hum that makes his wolf pace inside his chest. It is not the thunderclap he was told to expect. It is a slow, insidious pull, like a riptide dragging him out to sea. She feels it too. He sees her grip tighten on her blades. He sees her jaw clench. He sees the flash of recognition in her piercing blue eyes. She knows what he is, and she is not happy about it. She does not approach him. Instead, she walks to the arena. She removes her cloak, revealing armor that has clearly been used, not polished for display. There are dents in the shoulder plates, scratches on the breastplate, a dark stain near the ribs that might be old blood. Then she speaks, loud enough for the entire festival to hear. I am Annette of the Southern Kingdom. I have killed 7 alphas who tried to claim me. I have broken 3 mate bonds by sheer will. And I am bored. The crowd laughs nervously. Then she adds, send me your best. The first alpha lasts 3 seconds. He charges with a roar, claws extended. She sidesteps, hooks his ankle, and plants her boot on his chest before he can blink. The second lasts 10 seconds. He is smarter, more cautious. She lets him tire himself out, then taps his temple with the flat of her blade. The third, a hulking brute from the Iron Claw pack, manages to land a blow, a glancing punch to her shoulder. She lets him think he has won. Then she breaks his arm in 2 places, snap, snap, and throws him out of the ring like a sack of grain. The crowd is no longer laughing. They're staring. Then she looks directly at him, at the hooded figure in the shadows, and says, is there no alpha in this kingdom worth fighting? Ray's wolf surges. It claws at his chest, howls in his ears, demands that he answer. He jumps the railing before his mind can catch up. His hood falls back. The crowd gasps. They know his face. They know his reputation. They know the stories of the alpha who refused his fated mate. And now they watch as he stands before the woman who refuses to be claimed. During a grand festival, they fought to measure their strength and skill. She attacks first, a blur of silver and steel. Her long sword whistles past his ear. He blocks with his forearm bracer, the impact jarring his teeth. She spins, kicks, slashes. He dodges by inches. For the first time, her piercing blue eyes widen. He is not like the others. He is not trying to dominate her. He is not trying to prove anything. He is matching her, dancing with her. She feels it, the bond humming between them like a plucked harp string. She hates it. She also cannot look away. 20 minutes pass. Neither yields. The crowd has gone silent. They have never seen a fight like this. Not a brawl, not a domination, but a conversation. He finally pins her, his body pressed against hers, his face inches away. She can feel his heartbeat. It is fast but steady. He is not trying to hurt her. She could submit. Any other Omega would. Any other Omega would have submitted 10 minutes ago. Instead, she drives her knee into his stomach, flips them both, and holds her blade to his throat. He laughs. Actually laughs. And the bond roars. I don't submit, she whispers. Her voice is low, fierce, trembling only slightly. Neither do I, he replies. His eyes are icy blue, locked onto hers. Neither of them has looked away. The crowd explodes. Cheers, whistles, stomping feet. But in the shadows at the edge of the festival, someone else is watching. Someone who has been waiting for this moment for a very long time. His lips curl into a smile that does not reach his solid blue eyes. Alpha Thorn was born beautiful, powerful, and empty. The witches told him at 16 that he had no fated mate, no destined partner. No one in the entire universe was made for him. He smiled when he heard this. Then he killed the witch who delivered the news. He has been trying to fill that emptiness ever since, with power, with cruelty, with the suffering of others. Nothing works. For 20 years, he has tried to manufacture what he cannot have. He has stolen mates from other alphas, using dark magic to transfer the bond to himself. It never lasts. He has broken bonds with curses, watching the severed wolves go mad with grief. He has kept women and men in cages, hoping that possession would feel like love. It never does. And now, watching Zev and Annette leave the arena together, their hands brushing, their eyes still locked, he feels something worse than envy. He feels hope, and hope, for a man like Thorn, is the most dangerous poison of all, because hope means he still believes he can win, and he will do anything to prove himself right. Their growing connection is threatened by the villainous Alpha Thorn who uses dark magic to poison Annette's mind with fears of betrayal and servitude. That night, Annette dreams. She is kneeling. Chains wrap her wrists, the same wrists that have held blades, that have climbed mountains, that have never been bound. Above her, on a throne of black iron, sits Ray. But his eyes are cold. His smile is cruel. "You're mine now," he says. "You were always mine." The fighting, the defiance, it was just foreplay. She tries to speak, but chains tighten around her throat. She wakes up gasping, drenched in sweat, her heart slamming against her ribs. It was just a dream. Just a dream. But the fear lingers. The next morning, she avoids him. He finds her by the river. She flinches, actually flinches, when he reaches for her hand. He asks what is wrong. She cannot say. The poison has planted a seed. If you trust him, he will own you. If you let him in, you will become your mother. She tells him she is tired. She tells him she needs space. He nods, but his eyes are hurt. He does not understand. The dreams worsen. Each night, a new fear. Each morning, she pulls further away. One night she dreams of her mother's face, gaunt and hollow, whispering, "He will destroy you." Another night she dreams of herself in a wedding gown, bound and gagged, while Zev laughs with his pack. Zev is confused, then hurt, then suspicious. He notices that Thorn is always nearby, always watching, always offering her drinks, sitting too close, whispering in her ear. He notices that every time Annette pulls away, Thorn is there to catch her. Ray does not sleep for 3 nights. He reads every text he can find on dark magic, mind poisoning, and the corruption of the mate bond. His eyes burn. His head throbs. His pack's healer, an elderly woman named Greta, watches him with sad eyes. She has seen this before. She has seen good wolves destroyed by the very bonds they should have cherished. Mind poisoning requires a personal object from the victim, Greta says, her wrinkled finger tracing the illustration. Something they value. Something they've touched for years. The Dark Witch, or Warlock, uses it as a conduit. They extract the victim's deepest fears and amplify them until the victim cannot tell nightmare from reality. Ray's blood runs cold. Annette's mother's ring. She wears it every day. She told him she never takes it off. And Thorn has been sitting next to her at every meal. He finds her at midnight. She is sitting by the river, staring at the water, her hands shaking. He tells her everything. The poison. The ring. Thorn. She wants to deny it. The poison screams that he is lying, that this is the trap, that any moment now he will show his true controlling nature. But she is a warrior. And warriors know how to separate fear from fact. She looks down at her mother's ring. She has not taken it off in 13 years. She slowly pulls it from her finger. The moment the ring leaves her skin, a wave of clarity washes over her. The fog lifts. The nightmares suddenly feel distant, unreal. She looks at Zev, really looks at him, and for the first time in days, she does not flinch. After uncovering the plot, Zev and Annette work together to trap Thorn. They spend 2 days planning. Zev will publicly accuse Thorn of cheating in the tournament, drawing all eyes and guards. Annette will pretend to be weakened, vulnerable, easy prey. She will wear the ring again, just for the trap, to make Thorn believe the poison still works. Thorn, arrogant and hungry, will take the bait. The trap will be the abandoned moon temple outside the festival grounds. A place of old magic, where the veil between worlds is thin. A place where dark magic is powerful, but so is the bond. Midnight. The temple is cold, silent, and ruined. The stones are cold. The air smells of dust and old blood. Annette kneels in the center, her hands loosely bound, her head bowed. Her long sword is hidden in her right boot. Her mother's ring is back on her finger. She can feel the poison trying to reassert itself, but now she knows it is a lie. Her heart is pounding, not from fear, but from anticipation. She is the bait. And she has never felt more alive. Thorn appears from the shadows. He is smiling. Finally, he whispers, circling her. You see the truth. The bond is a cage. But I can free you. I can give you power without possession. All you have to do is choose me. He reaches for her throat. She moves. Her forehead crashes into his nose. Bone crunches. Blood sprays. And Zev explodes from the shadows, his body already shifting, his eyes blazing gold, leading to a final confrontation where they must fight as one which unlocks its true power and allows them to defeat their enemy. Thorn is powerful. His dark magic lashes out in waves of shadow and ice. He summons creatures of smoke and claw, twisted things with too many limbs and too many teeth. The temple shakes. Stones fall. But Zev and Annette do not fight separately. They fight as one body with 4 limbs, 4 eyes, 2 hearts beating in perfect rhythm. His strength becomes her shield. Her speed becomes his blade. When he swings, she is already there. When she strikes, he is already covering her back. The golden bond energy pours from both of them, brighter than the moon, hotter than any fire. The bond, the same bond Zev has feared for 7 years, the same bond Annette has sworn to destroy, becomes a river of golden fire. It pours from both of them, filling the temple, burning away Thorn's shadows like frost in sunlight. He screams, a sound of pure, undiluted rage and terror. His dark magic dissolves. His creatures crumble to ash. He falls backward through a crack in the temple floor, his purple robes billowing, his solid blue eyes wide with disbelief. The last thing they see is his face, frozen in a silent scream. And then there is silence. The temple is still. The moonlight returns. They are alone. They walk out of the temple as the sun rises. Annette's silver gold armor is cracked. Ray's leather chest piece is torn, his gray undershirt in shreds. Both are bleeding. Both are exhausted. But Annette is smiling, a real smile, not the predator's grin she wears in the arena. Her white hair is tangled with dust and blood. Her blue eyes are bright again. And Zev is looking at her like she is the first good thing that has ever happened to him. Like he cannot believe she is real. The story concludes with their reinvention of the mate bond as a partnership of equals celebrated in a joint ceremony where they vow to rule side by side, proving that true strength lies in unity, respect, and free will. 3 months later, they stand before their combined packs. No crowns. No thrones. No ceremony of domination or submission. They stand as equals. They exchange wristbands, silver from her kingdom, black iron from his. There are no clasps, no locks. Either could remove them at any time. That is the point. I choose you, she says. And I choose you, he replies. Not because fate demanded it, not because the bond forced them, but because they want to. The elders had always said the mate bond was a chain. Zev and Annette proved it could be a door, one you choose to walk through, together. And as they run across the open field, two wolves side by side, neither ahead nor behind, the Northern Territories finally understand. True strength was never about domination. It was always about trust, about standing together, about choosing each other every single day, not because you have to, but because you want to. They still fight, about patrol routes, about trade agreements, about who left their boots in the middle of the floor. But now, when they fight, they laugh. And every night, they fall asleep with their hands intertwined, the golden bond humming softly between them, no longer a chain, but a song. The end. And truly thank you for listening. If this story stayed with you, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss a moment like this. New stories every week. Come back anytime. There's always more magic waiting.